So what I want to do is talk about how to get started when you're stuck. And I've noticed that in terms of journaling, writing, editing, doing all kinds of things, people get stuck and simply cannot get started. So I'm going to start with just do a really, really simple mind map. So to do this, all I want you to do is feet on the floor, hand on the heart, hand on your solar plexus, and just say to yourself, why do I feel stuck? Now, whatever that first word is that comes into your head, and let's imagine that it's just the word stuck. What you do is you do a mind map. So you get a piece of paper, do a circle in the middle, and you write the word stuck. And then you do S-T-U, as in the letter S-T-U-C-K, around the outside. So you've got a mind map of those words. So whatever your word is, it might be confidence, you can have a big mind map. It might be fear, you have a smaller mind map. So basically, with each of those letters, you, again, intuitively pick a word. So stuck, I feel silly. T, it's all about time. U, I feel really uncomfortable. C, confidence. K, kindness. And then really look at all those words and just get your journal and just write something about it. Now, what strikes me there is, how about being kind to yourself? I've got a lovely exercise called the Circle of Confidence. You could try that. So just look at those words, write some stuff out, and then change the I can't to I can. So I can't edit my book, I can't write my book, I can't do this video, I can't, and then say I can. So what we want to do is change what's going on in here. Now, the other thing that when you've done that, you might still be looking at it going, you've got to be joking, I do not want to do it. Go for a walk. Now, because you've done some writing, you've done some mind mapping, some stuff has gone on, the fresh air and going for a walk is really going to help you to process what's going on. Now, I find I get loads of creative ideas when I'm walking. Now, I'm lucky, I got a couple of dogs, and the minute I go, the W word, they're up. They rush downstairs and they go, let me out, let me out. So we go out and we have a lot of fun. You know, they're sniffing around and doing whatever, and I am able to process what is going on. So the fresh air is really, really super helpful. If you don't have dogs, put a lead on your cat, take your budgie out, just walk around the block, the village, just walk up and down the road, but just get that fresh air and remember to look at the sky, and don't trip over. It's the most, you know, it's beautiful, it's big, it's vast, you know, it's going to help you to take those things and just make them smaller. So when you come back, what we're going to do is come back to our breath. I always find it really, really helpful to put a hand on my heart, a hand on the solar plexus, feet on the floor, or, you know, if you're lying down, just imagine roots from your feet. Breathe, you know, bring those shoulders up and drop them down and go, bah! Just get it all out. But it's about breathing. It's really, you know, just allowing your breath to ground you. What we're going to do is create those strong foundations, those strong roots. And then smile. Smile. Even if you have to go to the bathroom mirror and put that cheesy grin on your face, smile. It changes your whole physiology. So now we're going to tackle the thing we've got to do. So this was really prevalent for me in the last couple of weeks because I rewrote my Writing to Heal book, and I have a tendency to do too much. So I put all this stuff in. I started to get really overwhelmed and I didn't want to do it. So I thought, what I'll do is I'll get a proof book. So I got the proof book, and then it turned up and I'm like, oh no, that's far too much stuff to edit. I really don't want to do that. And so I did one of the things that I just talked about. And then I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a chapter at a time. I'm going to take the first chapter, I'm going to read through it, I'm going to edit it with a pen and some highlighters. And I'm just going to come to my computer and update that chapter. And then I'm going to go and do something like I'm going to get a cup of tea. So I turned something into a celebration. I thought, well, that wasn't so bad. And then I did 3 chapters and then came to the computer and did it. And I found that I could manage 3 chapters at a time. So sit down, do whatever. I made sure I took lots of breaks, went out for lots of walks, and I finished it in a weekend. Killed me, mind you. So then I went through it a couple of times on the screen just to make sure that, yeah, it felt okay. And then I ordered the next proof. So once I had the next proof, look at the difference. I was brutal. I took loads of pages out. It makes editing a lot easier if you just take stuff out. I mean, there was too much. So what happened then was, because I knew that the content was much better, because obviously I'd already edited it, and I'd done some stuff where I'd done the voice thing on Microsoft Word, so it talked it out. So I did a few other bits and pieces to kind of break it all up, but I did everything in chunks. This is the key. You do it in chunks. Psych yourself up, do it in chunks. Or when I say psych yourself up, ground. And so what I did with this was I sat one day, and it was a weekend day. I lit the fire, took the girls for a walk. So I broke it up, did it in chunks, but I edited it all by hand. And then on the Sunday, didn't take very long because there wasn't much to do, thank goodness, and it was done. So I chunked everything up, and I took lots of breaks, and I got lots of fresh air. Now, what also happened at the same time as doing this, and the reason the first book was so massive, was I made a decision that, and I'd always had this idea that I was going to write the next book. And I love being creative. And of course, that's a problem in itself, because I have that to do. Yeah, didn't want to get started on it. Wanted to do something else, which is about procrastination. But what I did was, when I got an idea for that, is I came to a Word document and I just started to outline the next book. And it's like, how am I going to tackle my next book? Well, do you know what? It's dead easy. I'm going to blog it. So I literally, this is done. I've got the next book to do. I have no time frame at the moment because I've got this to focus on. I've got the outline, and every time I want to do a blog, I go to my outline and I go, I'll write a blog about that. Now imagine if you've got a book you want to write, and you're stuck and you can't get started. You might have written something, you might not have done anything. I would get your journal and brainstorm, play with your journal, do some timelining, use post-it notes and stuff like that. So kind of get your head back into the rhythm of that thing, and blog. Because what are you doing? You're doing your book in chunks. So, if you've got lots of stuff already written and you're just thinking, oh, blah, 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 cut it out of your book, go and write a blog. Put it on LinkedIn, and over that week, take little snippets out and take people back to it, get some feedback. Everything is in chunks. And at the end of the week, you can take that chapter, re-look at it, fresh eyes, comments from other people, put it back in the book. So you can see that my key message is do everything in chunks. Now, what about if you wanted to make a video? Like I wanted to make a video this morning, and then I thought, oh, do you know what? I'll go and have a cup of tea. And then I thought, oh, do you know what? What I'll do is I'll go and walk the dogs. Do you know what? I'll go. And then I thought, do you know what? Go and have a shower so you feel fresh. Brush your hair, put some lippy on, and just do it. So I did Roots to Mother Earth. I did some breathing. I did the smiling thing. I did the breathing thing. And then I stuck the camera on, and guess what? Something really weird happened, and I was like, no, not meant to do it. And then I thought, why don't you stop what you're doing? And why don't you restart it? Because it really doesn't matter. It really, truly doesn't matter. And I've thoroughly enjoyed doing it because I did it in chunks. It was like, I'm going to do it. So I got a shower. Then I brushed my hair. See, chunks, little bits and pieces. Then I put some lipstick on. And then I made a little note of what I was going to talk about. Then I just started. Yeah, so I did that whole grounding thing. So the big advice from this is do some stuff that helps to move you, smile, do the breath work, do the grounding, get outside. I'm not going to go outside just because it's dark and very, very cold. And then come back and do things in chunks. And then when you've done the first chunk, celebrate that you've done it, because that's a massive success. So really, really good luck in getting stuff done and making those first steps. And you know where I am. If you would like a little bit of, I was going to put my name on the wrong way then, Dale Darley motivation. Take care.